Well, Sam and I are here at the Baker Lake entry point of the Boundary Waters. We're about to embark on what's planned to be a 7-day trip. I can't really quite call it a solo because I have Sam along, but it's basically a solo trip. So our plan today is to make it as far as Jack Lake. It's not going to be a very long day. We only have about 3 portages and none of them are very long. So anyway, I'm going to get the canoe loaded up now, and we'll be on our way. Okay, now that I look at the map, I'm seated and I'm looking at the map, I see that it's a 10 rodder first, then a 3 rodder, and then all of 65 rods. Now a rod is 16.5 feet. There's 320 rods in a mile. A person can walk about 10 rods in a minute. So that's handy to know when you're trying to determine how long it's going to take you to do a portage. The Baker Lake is kind of shallow. As you can see, there's a lot of weeds here. There's also a lot of rocks hiding just under the surface to grab you. In fact, all the lakes in through this chain are like that. Peterson Lake, the next one over, is the worst one. We're approaching our first portage of the trip, and this is what we're portaging around. A little rapidy stretch of the Temperance River. There's our portage straight ahead here. All the portage landings for this stretch are pretty tricky, especially when you're in a solo boat. Okay, now we're going across the portage. I'm actually on my second trip across. I usually double portage just because I have so much stuff, including the camera gear. So, you can see what the portage is like here, hopefully. Lots of rocks and roots, but overall not that bad of a portage. Yeah, it's only 10 rods long, so that means it's about a minute to complete this thing all the way. Each time. Now, of course, since I'm double portaging, it's going to take me 3 times that long, or about 3 minutes, not including the lifting up and putting down at each end. But here's the other portage landing. Again, nice and rocky. So it's going to take some maneuvering to get the boat in the water into a clear space where I can actually load it and get out of here. Looks like over there, like it's going to be over there somewhere that I'm going to have to load it. Biggest problem with solo canoeing is you don't have anybody to hold the boat for you while you load it, so it makes it kind of tricky at landing, especially at landings like this. Just finished that 10 rod portage, got things loaded up, and I'm on my way again. A short stretch of river here before it opens out into Peterson Lake. Looks like there's a tricky spot coming up here, so I'm going to stop talking for a while and concentrate on what I'm doing. To get through this rock garden, I might have to lift the canoe a little bit. Not absolutely sure. Always interesting going up one of these things upriver. Oh, there's a bird of some kind in the water there. Better off going off to the right here. If I can turn the canoe off into here. Definitely pretty up through here, even if it is challenging. This wasn't the right way to come, but I'm committed now. Of course, everybody says I should be committed anyway for even doing this kind of thing, so. And that brings us out onto Peterson Lake. Like I said before, though, Peterson is a very shallow lake. And there's lots of boulders, even in the middle of the lake, that you can hit and get hung up on. So I'm going to have to take it nice and easy through here. So here's the portage landing. If I were in a Royal X boat, I might see if I could maneuver up that channel, but not in this boat. It's taken enough of a beating today as it is. Let me see, I think from past experience, I'm actually better off landing over here to the side a little bit, where the rocks aren't quite so slopey. I can stand up a little bit easier. Yeah, right in here should be good. Okay, with this portage I actually did multiple carries over. I didn't bother putting my yoke on the my portaging yoke on. I just kind of carried everything over and then carried the canoe over with a couple of things still in it. After all, it was only 3 rods, so it wasn't a difficult carry. And I think I should have, there you go. I'm getting ready to get in the boat here. I think I'm free now. I'm free at last. There are a couple of boulders not too deep here, so I gotta watch it again. Now this is now Kelly Lake. Okay, I forgot to take a movie as I was landing at Jack Lake here, but that's the landing. Here's my canoe. This is my second carry. I already took everything else over, except for the canoe and the food pack and the small camera bag. Adjusted well here again. So we're on our way from Kelly Lake to Jack Lake. I can't see what you're seeing for sure. I can only guess. Probably should have put the wide angle on it. But anyway, let's go. We're now down with that portage. We're now on Jack Lake. So let's see if we can find an open campsite. There's one in particular that I'd really like to get if possible. Looking at the map, it's got a point, has western exposure, also has northern exposure, which will be ideal if the aurora shows up tonight. Looks like both campsites here on Jack are open. The one that I like the looks of on the map, we have to check out because from the lake it looked kind of iffy, and the landing for it is way over on the backside of the lake. Or, I mean, the backside of the point that it's on. You have to kind of carry your stuff up and over a hill. But I'm going to check it out. Of course, it's got a rocky landing, so it's going to be one of those where I got to take everything out of the boat before checking. Instead of being able to leave the boat up on a nice sandy shore or something and check out the campsite. So here's the landing here. So I'm going to, like I said, I'm going to check this out. I'm going to have to take quite a bit of stuff out of the boat, I think, before I do that. I think I'm going to call this home.